Hello, Cancer. Welcome to your November 2019 overview reading. This is good for you if you're a sun, moon, or rising Cancer. And before we get started, I just want you to know that I have all sorts of good stuff in the description box. Go check that out and follow me on Instagram at Onyx Healing if you feel called to. I have all sorts of other content on there, other readings. Let's get started. So I am going to lay this spread out and then we will dive into the reading. Okay, let's see what's going on first thing. Tell people how you feel. Okay, Cancer energy typically doesn't have an issue dealing with emotions, and so this is going to be a month to communicate those. I think that it's more of get it off of your chest, communicate it, get it out there, let the feelings air out, and that's going to bring more flow into your life. And then we have the Warrior. Yep, so you're just going to have to be brave, do the risky thing, move forward, like really step into that archetype, even if it's like you can have a lot of softness and embody the warrior, right? Some of you don't want to do this too much because then it can lead to burnout. And you also want to crank up the heat sometimes. So I see this as you being able to just kind of open that up to yourself and moving forward from that place is going to be really helpful. Don't be afraid of your power here. This is really a good energy to be working with, especially in conjunction with the feeling card that you have over here. It's just like boldly move forward with that regardless. And then we have offers. Speak up about your offering, up-level your inner story about the value of your work. Listen for what others are seeking from you, then deliver from a place of alignment. Okay. Now, this month I don't have a timeline. I'm keeping these a little bit shorter because I have the 2020 readings coming up, so I hope you don't mind. But this is going to be a past, present, future, your outer world, what's going on in the external, and then the internal emotional world. So let's see what's in the past position. Listen quietly. I think this was a time to maybe slow down, go at a different pace, just listen to what you need or what you're feeling, really getting in touch with that part of yourself, not judging yourself for it. And then present, we have notice predictable rhythms. I see this as a self-observation card in this context because it's about listening, and then what have you woken up to as a result of listening to yourself or listening to the rhythms that your body, mind, and spirit have. Do you notice any patterns coming up for you? Patterns are just a great way to kind of evaluate yourself and work out some of the bugs wherever they may be living. So don't demonize your own patterns. It's just a place to get really curious and see, do you need more of something? Do you need less of something? Do you need to adjust your energy regarding something? It's just going to help you kind of work out some of the kinks in the system, and then you can move at a more reasonable flow for yourself, if that makes sense. Then this is the future card. We have staying alive. I think this has to do with grounding. That was the immediate word that came up here. And knowing that even if you have like really turbulent patterns, I feel that those things can be worked out. They can be adjusted. They can evolve over time. And the staying alive card is just highlighting, you know, this too will shift. This will change, and you're going to progress and continue going where you need to go. But the notice predictable rhythms, this has more to do with what is it that's happening for yourself in the moment. Maybe there's a pattern you really don't like or that's really uncomfortable. How can you start to shift your energy accordingly so that it makes you feel more supported? I think that's the whole goal of this. Now let's see what's going on outside of yourself this month. We have the Four of Pentacles. It seems like there's a little bit of scarcity coming off of here. What if it doesn't work? What if I can't handle it? What if I don't have enough money? What if I don't have enough resources? It's just all of this scarcity coming up and wanting to being overly constrictive. So it seems like there's not enough breathing room. So part of this is you kind of want to flip this around a little bit. Flip around this needing the external world to be what dictates how you feel. That's a trap. That will always, always, always be a trap. So even if you're super broke, that doesn't mean that you want to like go spend a whole bunch of money, but instead it's about tweaking the internal in order to cultivate more of that stability within yourself. And from that space, you're going to be taking action that's more in alignment with that, that's supportive. So that's why people talk about shifting the internal so much, is because it helps you adjust your actions. And then we have the Knight of Pentacles. This is really about continuing with your endeavors. I don't know what that's going to look like for you. It's more of the material. I see this as a month where you're probably going to want to do a lot of grounding. I think you're shifting into your own stability more and more and more, because you are the source of that stability. Your connection to divine source, God, the universe, whatever you like to work with, is going to be really important this month. And it's also going to help you materially as well. So sometimes if you get super ungrounded, everything and all your energy is swirling up in your head, then it's very hard to feel safe, because it's all fantasies about all the dark things or the scary things that could happen, and your brain tries to prepare you for the worst. And so that's why I'm just seeing this as you'll have more success if you exercise grounding yourself as often as humanly possible. And then we have the Seven of Cups. There are a million ways to do anything. So you don't need to stress out about, is this the right thing for me to be doing? It's just not necessary, because there's probably a gazillion paths to success. And this is all the chi that I was talking about earlier, about everything swirling up in your head and it being really cerebral and you not being able to ground yourself and pursue the things that you want. That's why grounding is going to be the key to figuring this out, because then that's going to support you in following your feelings rather than being overly concerned with, is this right? Is this correct? Is this the thing for me to do? This is a month of trusting yourself and being honest with yourself and others. Okay, moving into the subconscious, the internal world. First thing we have coming up is the Four of Wands. Once again, this is a grounding card. The reason why is because this is the happy home card, and it's about comfort and pleasure, enjoying yourself, feeling secure within your home and within the environment that you have currently. I'm going to clarify this. Death. Okay, so has anything not worked in your home? Is that what's evolving this month, is the way you feel comfortable or the way you ground yourself and feel secure? I think anytime you have Cancer energy or planets in Cancer, anything like that, it's going to be really important to focus on that home piece where you feel comfortable and grounded. And I just see that as trickling into all these other areas of your life. And then we also have the Nine of Wands. You know, this is where if you're trying to force things, okay, this is where the warrior archetype is out of balance. That's what I'm seeing here. The warrior is more of the yang energy. It's the masculine energy that you have within yourself, your ability to push it forward and create things from that space of force. And sometimes if you're in that space for too long, you'll start tripping over yourself. And that's the Nine of Wands right here. It's kind of like, well, you might be trying to do too much all at the same time and you're kind of cusping burnout, or you're creating more obstacles by not distributing your energy in a way that's supportive. So I would look at this as, where are you feeling out of whack, or where do you feel like you're kind of suffocating the life out of whatever you're pursuing or whatever feelings are coming up for you right now? And then that's where you want to make the adjustment. That's where you want to notice the rhythm and then shift from there. And then we have the Four of Cups. Okay, this is about saying no. So is there something that you feel like you're overextending yourself on, or something that you don't actually want to overinvest in? I'm going to clarify this one. We have the Empress. If it's a no, like if you're just feeling a no for something, then you have the ability to set the intention for what you actually want. And that's really, really, really important at this time. If it's not gelling with you, if it doesn't feel good to you, if it doesn't feel right to you, then it's okay for you to pass on that opportunity, or not go there emotionally if it doesn't feel good to you. If the internal state is just out of whack, it's going to be hard to build from that space because there's so much instability going on. So the best thing that you can do for yourself at this point is just set your intention for, what is it that I want to receive? And then let that kind of guide you in your decision making this month, in the adjustments that you're making, the transitions that you're making, whatever you have going on. Now let's do a 3-card pick. You're welcome to take a deep breath, ask a question, ask for guidance, clarity, whatever you're needing. Okay, card number 1. The Moon. It's okay if you don't have it all figured out, and if you're feeling lost. If you're feeling like, I'm just floating along with this current, that's the best thing for you to do. You don't want to force it. So there is a lot of energy that's kind of pent up and is building with this Warrior card that's on the table. But if you're feeling directionless, don't put pressure on yourself to have it figured out or to feel certain. That's a lot of unnecessary pressure to be under. So consider this Moon energy as you just feeling into what's right. Give yourself an opportunity to kind of float through that. Don't wrestle the current of the Moon, because it won't work. And then card number 2, we have the Hanged Man. Look at your patterns, look at your habits, look at what you're doing consistently. This is something that we have to evaluate from time to time. You might find that the Hanged Man is helping you to see what behaviors, what patterns, what consistencies are either helping or harming you. So it's going to give you the blueprint to, what do I need to adjust? What do I need to either incorporate or stop doing? And also, where can I help myself feel better by removing or adding something? And then card number 3, we have the Four of Swords. So this is about rest. Similar to the Moon, it's like you don't want to wrestle when you're needing rest or when you're needing to recharge your battery. You can get a lot of stuff done and also take breaks. So you can imagine, like, what would your productivity be like if you were just burning the candle at both ends all the time and you were only getting things done at like 20-30%, versus if you take a break, recuperate, fill your tank again, and then address the problem or the situation again from that energized place. Where are you going to be more productive? Giving 100% energy or 30% energy and having to extend it over a whole bunch of hours? So this is highlighting that for you. Your energy needs to be refueled somehow, and you're the only one who has the answer to what that looks like and what that feels like for you. So carry that with you this month. Thank you so much for stopping by and hanging out with me for a bit, everybody. Don't forget to check me out on Instagram at Onyx Healing. And as always, if you need to work with me one-on-one, you are more than welcome to book a session with me. I am available. So just go to onyxhealing.com or check out the link in the description box for more ways to work with me. I have a lot of good stuff coming up in the coming months. And I also offer more readings on my newsletter, just like little readings that you get sent to your inbox every Sunday. And so go sign up for my newsletter if you're interested in all sorts of content and more readings. And until next time, have a beautiful November, everybody. And I will talk to you later. Have a good one. Bye-bye.